Brother, I was born ready.
Oh, and there it goes.
And we were already started.
Yes, thank you so much. So happy to be back, It's very...
Cigarette!
Thank you so much for having me back in the studio.
In the stew. He went singing the stew.
My time in France, it changed me, I smoke cigarettes now. I wear shirt that is made of pants material. And I'm addicted to smelling terrible. So I will say that's one of the things that is true about this. I think the reason that stereotypes exist is because across the way, stereotypes are all true. French people do smell bad. For a reason, like there's no air conditioning and shit over there, so they're just gonna smell worse. They do smell really bad. British people do have terrible teeth. So sometimes you get it right.
We'll get into the whole gamut here. A bunch of things. One, God bless air conditioning, because we are inside right now. It's hotter out there than two squirrels fucking in a wool sock, as they say. Yeah. Yeah. It is very warm.
I've missed this.
It's not going to stop Andy from wearing his knit shirt, his knit polo.
This is my new favorite shirt that I own.
Yeah, I have one like that. I've never had the cojones to pull it out.
Really?
I'm waiting for the right time.
You could pull it off.
I'm waiting for the right time. I look really douchey in it. Like douchier than my normal.
You might have a little of that going on.
Oh, yeah.
I just look terrific.
Yeah, a lot of class. So obviously, brother, it's been too long since we've been able to sit down here, throw the cans on. Dude,
Can you see the stuff blowing out of it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What is it?
I don't know.
Where'd you get
I
these?
went on Amazon and I bought these fake cigarettes.
Prop cigs?
Yeah, and you blow into them and smoke comes out, but sometimes so a little will come out. And then you got to wait a little bit, and then maybe a little more will come out. They kind of suck, but the first puff is usually, pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
So I have, 36 or something of these now. I've always wanted to have fake cigarettes like this, and now...
Now you do. And, yeah, it looks... they do a good job of making it look like
cool?
It's glowing.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. I knew it was some type of fake cigarette, but I didn't know what the extent of its fakeness was. Obviously, we got to talk about France, Andy. You were gone gone for 2 weeks.
Oh.
The first thing that happened when I walk in here is you threw on a new pair of spectacles.
Oh,
and it knocked my socks off.
We're going to talk about my glasses. I got these in Paris, of course. The only place I shop. I get everything in Paris now.
See, now you're Donald Trump. You went. All right.
You know what I mean?
You good on you got your sig fix in you? You good to go now?
So these are so these glasses. So the first part of the trip we went to Paris for 3 days. It was awesome. We did all the stuff. We went to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
You sent me a picture of you taking a shit.
That's right, I did.
Because
I couldn't believe they had a bathroom up there.
Yeah, because you were laying one down in
and
the
I
top
was
of
like,
the Eiffel Tower.
I'm pooping on the Eiffel Tower. People have to know about this.
Yeah. I bet you they have a big problem with people trying to sneak in there and do a little hokey pokey, if you know what I'm saying.
I thought about it too. I was like, is it worth it? Let me work it. You know what I mean? But I was like, I thought about that too.
But anyway,
Paris. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. Did all the stuff. They've got a big arch there, the Arch de Triomphe or something.
The Archduke Ferdinand.
They have the Archduke Ferdinand there. That was cool. He's doing well. Still slanging that dick. You know Ferdinand.
I think he's dead. Isn't that what started World War One of them?
That can't be right. But you're thinking of a different Archduke Ferdinand.
Yeah,
different
he got
night street for
assassinated,
me.
right?
Well, then I don't know who I was talking to. But yeah, so they have this line. We did a lot of cool shit in Paris, actually. We saw Notre Dame, that church. Remember when it burnt
when
down
it was
a
on
couple years
fire?
ago? Yeah, so they've rebuilt a lot of it
he
now.
started the fire.
And it was that was cool enough to see. Went to like this famous bookstore, Shakespeare and Company. Bought a copy of Dune there, obviously. One that I didn't have.
Was it in French?
No, but I did buy a French copy of Dune because, I mean, look, I didn't expect to do this. I didn't want this to, impede on the trip at all. But obviously, as soon as I got to the hotel, I was like, are there any comic book stores near here? And I saw there was one, not too far away, but I was like, oh, it's just good to know it's there. But then we were on this bus tour and we passed right by it. And I verbally, because I'm, an idiot, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, and my wife was like, what? And I was like, oh, nothing. That's the, but I did look, that's a comic book store I saw on my phone. And where the bus left us was right there. So walked in. They had a French copy of Dune, which was sick. I bought that. That's the only thing I got there. I do regret not buying. They actually had one issue of X-Men that I've been looking for a minute for not a bad price, but I didn't feel like I don't know.
In English?
Yeah, it was like a real one. Although I did also buy at a certain point in the trip, like this old weird like French comic book. They used to do them different over there. So that was cool.
They flush backwards, right? Those ones.
Yeah. But yeah, we went to I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, the cigarettes.
God bless you. God bless you. That's your sneeze.
Sometimes.
Not a great sneeze.
I'm
a big like I let out.
That's rude.
Nuclear
sneezes.
sneezes.
That's a rude sneezer, dude. Okay, I'm trying to have
sneeze like a man.
But they have this street in Paris called the Champs-Élysées, I believe.
Oh yeah, the Champs-Élysées.
And it's got like this is the street where they've got all the stores,
it's
right?
It's like Fifth Ave.
Yeah. So you got Louis Vuitton, Hermes, I don't know, a bunch of ones that I don't know. But my wife is a big Louis Vuitton fan.
YSL? Is that one?
I don't know if that was
got
there.
One there.
I don't know.
Saint Laurent.
But they have this big. They're actually building a Louis Vuitton hotel right next to the store, and the hotel is shaped like a luggage, like suitcase. It's pretty cool. But my wife is a big Louis Vuitton fan, and I was like, well, let's go into the store. Let's just it's Louis Vuitton in Paris. Like that's pretty cool. Like let's check it out. And she was like, no, I can't go in there. But I was like, come on, let's do it. So you have to wait in line. There's like a little line outside. And then we got in.
They check your credit score before you walk in.
Yeah. But those stores are so weird because, it's like they have one shirt hanging. And it's like, that's the shirt. But then, if you're like, oh, I like this, then somebody like runs and grabs it. And there were people, there are people who spend like hours there, right? So they have like all these leather chairs and couches. And I did see one guy sitting there and, they bring you champagne and stuff. And then people will come and be like, do you like these shoes? And you'd be like, no, I don't like those shoes. Be like, do you like this belt? And be like, yeah, I do like that belt. Actually throw it in my cart or whatever. I'll get it 8 hours from now when I leave or whatever, when I'm done shopping. And this guy, he was sitting there in one of these big leather chairs. And in the big leather chair next to him was like his 3-year-old son. And they must have been doing some kind of like weird father-son type of like daddy day. It was really funny to watch, actually. The little kid was dressed in like a big puffy jacket and like kind of a cool beanie. The kid had a great sense of style. And he looked like he was having so much fun. And his dad was like, this is hilarious. So that was cool.
Yeah, let my son pick out
$5,000
belts for me.
Dude. So my wife ended up getting a bag there. She almost didn't, but I was like, again, we're in Paris. This is so cool. And I wasn't going to get anything. And then I look over, and I see these bad boys. Now, technically, these are women's sunglasses.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to me, dude. So the woman who was helping us.
I don't even like seeing him on the table. Put him on the mouse pad.
Oh, yeah. I've been very careful with him, obviously. But the woman who was like helping my wife, I was like, oh, thanks for the bag. Can you tell me about these sunglasses? And she's like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess. And I was like, they're women's sunglasses, aren't they? And she goes, yes, technically, but if you like them. And I go, Marie, I think these sunglasses like me. I tried them on. I looked so good, so I bought them.
What was her response to that?
She thought we were so funny because I'm doing jokes the whole time. And then our last name is Canada, of course. So when I give her the card to pay, she's like, Canada? This is your last name? And, they try to be very professional because it's like such a high-end store. But she was like, Canada in France. And I could like see her like trying not to laugh.
That was a joke to her.
Yes, like that was, to her, that's a pinnacle of comedy. Nothing will ever be funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool going into that store. It was weird. But the weirdest thing, so we went into this store called Hermes, which I'd never heard of before, but it's another like super fancy designer. And there was this guy in there. There were 2 cash registers. One of them was down, and there was this dude in there who was like obviously some kind of super rich like Chinese guy there on vacation or something. And he was, dude, it's so hard to describe this man. I've never seen anything like him before, but he's a little bit older, and he's there with 2 of the most beautiful like European women you've ever seen. And he's like buying them stuff. And I think it was like this situation where like he's basically just hiring these women to like walk around with him while he's in Paris. Like he's that kind of weird rich. And he started losing his shit because he had to wait in line, and I guess he got tired of waiting, and he's like starts screaming. I can't understand what the hell he's saying. I think he was speaking French, and he's like trying to walk out of the store and stuff and just yelling at everybody who worked there. It was nuts. I'd never seen anything like it.
You should have done the same thing. I'm with this guy. This is bullshit.
I feel like you would have had me killed, though.
I need a discount.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Next time. I was too enthralled because, again, at a certain point, we're standing like in line behind this guy, and the way you can always tell how rich people are is their shoes. And this guy's shoes, it's like they had never touched the ground before, ever. And including the women he was both with. Their shoes, they both had Prada sneakers on. They were so nice. So seeing some of that shit was weird. And then you go, and then, I got to get escargot, obviously. It's one of my favorite things. And they do it, the same way over there, just a bunch of butter and garlic, except they keep the snails in the shell. And then they give you like an oyster-type fork, and you got to pull the bitch out of there. And that was fun. And they give you this like clamping thing. Actually,
to pick the shell up?
I'll look it up.
Like to pick the shell up and then rip
the snail.
You're not typing.
It's good to be home.
Yep.
Utensils. Let's see if this does it.
That thing?
Oh, it's like this. It looks like that.
Yeah, and you clamp
it clamps onto the shell, and then you take the little fork and you gotta get it out of there.
Flinging hot butter everywhere.
Dude, the first one, actually, I was wearing these shoes. You see that stain on my heel? It's kind of gone now. That's snail juice from my first one.
Yeah, flinging hot butter everywhere.
The snail fucking whipped right out of there.
You didn't get to eat the snail then?
No, not that one.
Oh, damn.
But I had more, and they were really good. But then I got sick, and to go from Paris to the boat, because it was one of those Viking cruises, you have to get on a bus and then on a train. And I threw up on the bus in a bag, and then I threw up on the train in the train bathroom. And I was telling you, the train bathroom was so small. It was like half this table, actually, almost perfectly. Except, you have the sink and shit in there, too. So, I'll never forget that. It was one of those bullet trains. So we're going 180 miles an hour, and I'm in the bathroom, scrunched in there, vomiting into the toilet that I have no idea how to flush because it's some kind of weird European handle. And eventually I figured it out. I wasn't going to leave that in there. But I was like, this has got to happen, man. This has got to happen. And then we got on the boat, which was cool. It was in the city of Lyon, which was awesome.
Oh, the City of Lyon.
City of Lyon. It was a lot of fun. Oh, shit. Also in Paris, I forgot about this. It's so hard to remember, especially 2 weeks is too long for a vacation, I think. It really...
It's tough. You're living a tough life, Andy.
No, I mean, I've got
Shopping
it, but
at Louis Vuitton and spending 2 weeks in Paris.
No.
It's hard. It's difficult. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Oui. But I make do. But we went to the Louvre too, the museum, the famous museum, and that was really cool. They've got a lot of really cool artifacts in there, Egypt and Greece and stuff. Saw the Venus de Milo statue, which was sick. And then they also have the Mona Lisa in there, and that
I've heard it's small.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the size of a regular-ass painting, you know? It's definitely not big. So they have the Mona Lisa in this one room, and I'll never forget the way that room smelled, Matthew, because everybody's in there. They all want to get to see this fucking picture. And the way they do it, so it's this huge room, and it's filled with all these paintings on the walls, and then in the center of the room, there's a standalone wall, and hanging on that is the Mona Lisa. Yeah. So they have, like, these ropes that start wide, and then they funnel people towards the front to where the Mona Lisa is. So everybody's just in this huge... It's like World War Z. Like, people are climbing over each other, and they all, you know, again, no air conditioning. They all smell so... that room smells so bad. I'll never forget the smell of the Mona Lisa room at the Louvre. But it really smelled terrible. And everybody... And also, like, everybody's looking at their surroundings through their phone camera because they all have them up and ready. So no one's really it's disgusting. So I'm trying to work my way up to the front with my wife because she really wanted to get a picture. And then this dude's sweaty, hairy arm touched me, and I was like, I'm gone. I don't give a fuck about the Mona Lisa. Get me the hell out of here. And I walked out of there. But it was still cool, you know, to like see it, I guess.
Did she get a picture of it?
Oh yeah,
she fought her way to the front.
Oh, she got up to the front. Oh yeah, it was not worth it for me. But the Louvre itself, that building was so beautiful. Like, it was fun just looking at the rooms,
the architecture.
Yeah, and just on the inside, like the way it's decorated, aside from like the paintings and shit, it was gorgeous. That was really fun.
Do you think that if you had to, you could have stolen something? Like, what's is security tight in the Louvre?
I think so. There's a lot of cameras. There's a lot of cameras. Okay. But if I had to take something, I think I'd get something small out of there, no problem.
Okay. Something worth something, though? Small but valuable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have, like, a lot of really small, like, Egyptian shit. It's really cool. Egyptian knickknacks, basically.
Thingamabobs and
whoozamawups.
Yeah, they got 20 of them.
Yeah. It was really cool, though. Summer's in full swing, baby, okay? And you know what that means. Barbecues, pool parties, etc. Family reunions, people getting together, okay? A lot of opportunities. You're going to need to bring snacks or something along, okay? You don't want to show up to these places empty-handed. The good news is you don't have to when you use Instacart. I'm also going to tell you something, take this in a little bit of a different direction. Today, right now, as I'm recording this, it is hot as fuck outside. It's the kind of day where if you can stay inside and be air conditioned, when it's 100 degrees, come on, you don't want to leave the house, and you don't have to, even if you have stuff to do, because you could just use Instacart, because with Instacart, you get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. You never need to leave the house again. Doesn't that sound great? But the best part is, right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do is spend $10, and Instacart will send whatever it is you're looking for, boom, right to your front door. No delivery fee. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things a little easier on yourself, all right? Start crossing that stuff off your to-do list and use Instacart today. Folks, the Snack Spot Patreon is live. We've got, of course, a lot of great episodes of the Captions On podcast right now, and some episodes of the short-lived Bad Directions A lot of good stuff to come on there as well, but you want to sign up right now. First of all, it helps us out a ton, but also it's only $3 a month. That's patreon.com/snackspot. Hit the link in the episode below. Go check out all the sick exclusive content we've got up there right now. And like I said, there's going to be more on the way, so be sure to sign up as soon as you can. Only $3 a month. Why wouldn't you? It's so great. Again, that's patreon.com/snackspot. Folks, if you want to support the show, the best way to do it is to actually do something nice for yourself. What? I know what you're thinking, but it's true. Okay, you can check out all the great merch that we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. T-shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, bucket hats, slides, all kinds of great, what do you call them, accessories and things like that, notebooks, fanny packs, different kinds of hats, glassware, a 2-in-the-cooler pint glass. My God, why would you drink out of anything else? Stuff not just for this show, but also all kinds of great merch for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other two shows that we do right here. So, again, check all of that out. Hit the link in this episode description. Go see it for yourself at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce right here, you can send us an email at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Man, I'll tell you what, every day less people are watching traditional television, okay? If you want to reach your audience, whether you are a local business or a large one, you're going to want to start looking for alternatives, and podcasting is the best place for it. You can see that when companies like McDonald's and State Farm, now they're moving into the podcasting advertising space. These are companies that advertise at the Super Bowl, and things like that. They have huge ad budgets, and the reason that they're moving into podcasting is because they're looking at the numbers. According to Forbes, podcast advertising, especially host-read like what we do, can be up to 19% more effective than your traditional TV ads or newspaper or whatever have you, okay? That's why these companies are moving into the space. The problem is it hasn't really left any room for smaller, more local businesses to get a piece of that pie, to get into the podcast advertising space. But that's what we are here for. That's what we're all about. So again, if you're interested in even just learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, hit us up, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. You go on the boat and you go to like all these different cities, and that was cool. The Viking trips, I don't recommend them for anyone unless you are like a vegetable, basically, like a human vegetable, or if you're like 1,000 years old. Because I was telling you, dude, I mean, I did not realize how much these Viking cruises are for old people.
Oh yeah.
This was a retirement home on the water.
Riverboat cruises, like you say riverboat cruise, I automatically assume old people.
I wish I had been better prepared. They gave us the statistics. I already told you. The average age of the passengers on our boat, and there's only, 150, 79 years old.
Yeah, I still don't know if that's
Matthew,
a real stat.
I know it was. And if you were there, you would be like, most of these people have one foot in the grave. It was crazy. And it's just like, obviously it's so different from, the Royal Caribbean or like Carnival cruise and stuff you go on. No zip line, which I tried to get them to fix that, but
yeah,
no good. No luck so far. But like the schedule is like so regimented. It's literally like an Elderwood retirement home or something, and they do this little talk, and dinner starts at like 7:00, and the dining room's technically open later, but it's like the second the program director is done talking, all the canes and walkers like start to shift and get up, and they all it's like they open the gates to the feeding hall. It's it grossed me out, actually. I really did not like that. But everybody on the boat was, like the staff that is, was super, super nice. They were really cool. And you know what I like about this as opposed to like one of those bigger cruise ships? If you go on one of those bigger cruise ships, they do everything to like keep the people away from the staff. You know what I mean? It's like unless somebody's cleaning your room or something, you're never going to see them. But with the people on this Viking thing, like the woman who was our maid in our like corridor, she had the day off one day, and she came with us onto one of the shore excursions.
That's cool.
That's cool, dude. Like, which makes so much sense to me, because if you're working on some of these other boats, I know you get like the day off and maybe you can walk around, but you know, if you want to see the city and stuff, like, it's cool to have access to the same things that the people who are paying for these cruises get to do.
For sure.
So that I liked. But God, the old people were really bothering her though. You know what I heard a lot was like, your English is so good, and I'm like, oh, that's a weird thing to say. And then
you got back.
Well, we went to Nice. The cruise stopped, and then we went to Nice for 3 days afterwards, and that was really cool.
Didn't stop by and see nephew.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And
now I need a real cigarette.
Anyway, I don't even know what Nice is.
It's like a place. It's like a little place.
Well, I did assume that it was a place.
But it's where like so we took a bus there, and we're driving past, and they have this airfield that's all private jets. I've never seen so many PJs in my life. Because this is where like a lot of really, really like movie stars come and like vacation and stuff like that. Like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie spent a lot of time there. There was like part of what the guy at the front of the bus was kind of, pointing out sites and stuff. And he points out this one building. And the reason that this building was famous is because it's where Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's twins were born. Like, that's the notable thing about that building. So the wealth and the rich stuff, that's like part of the history and the culture of this place. And even more so it's right next to Monaco.
Yep, I'm familiar.
Yeah. And so we went to Monaco the one day, and that was interesting. It was cool. That it's such a small country. It's 0.8 square miles. Like, that's the whole fucking thing.
It's a country?
It's a country. It's a principality. Oh. It's actually really interesting. Here's some crazy shit, dude. So they have a prince. They don't have a king. They have a prince. And the deal is, going back a couple generations, 4 or 5, there's this deal. This is a law. This is a law that is currently in effect right now. If the prince does not have a male heir, then the nation, the country, goes back and becomes property of France.
So once you can't become prince unless you have a son.
No, you're the prince, but you have to have a son,
or else
it goes back.
So they just keep pumping out kids. They just keep a boy.
Yes, 100%. I mean, that's some medieval shit right there. That's
I like
crazy.
That they're still riding with it, though.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's so wild. And also, that's where, the Monte Carlo casino is and stuff. So this is like, there's so much wealth in this place. It's like,
it's where the F1 race is.
Yes, and we got to, because they do it just on like the streets. So we were driving on streets that were there, that are part of that race. And seeing the skid marks from some of the cars was actually super cool.
Yeah.
But, man, I'll tell you what. Some of it, because it's so small and because some of the rules are so strict, it was gorgeous. Like, it was beautiful.
What do you mean the rules are so strict?
Like, it's like, how like Singapore is?
Yeah, like
it's like that. Yeah. So they have that stuff going on. But there was this garden, one of their public gardens we walked through, and I've never been like moved by a garden before or something, but this was beautiful. I know that might sound stupid.
I'm all in.
It was incredible. It was like I've never seen a place that clean with like that kind of the plants and stuff like that. And they had a section of the park that was dedicated. They had cactuses or cacti from all over the world, which is also fucking nuts. But it was really nice. Yeah, not too many funny stories from this trip. I hate to say it, to tell you the truth. I didn't really get that mad a lot, surprisingly. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed it so much. So I have nothing interesting
outside
to
of
say.
the old people.
Yeah, some of the old people really started to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
But only because they were rude. But whatever. And then so the Monte Carlo casino inside is actually not that impressive. This is the casino where like Casino Royale was shot and stuff. This is like a high roller fucking place. Like what I will say is there's a back room that you're not allowed to go in. There's a underground tunnel connected from this one hotel right to that room. It's for the highest of high rollers. And no matter what game you're playing, the minimum bet is $1 million a hand for whatever you're doing in that back room. So they have it all closed off. So you can see the doors to it, obviously. That's how it works. But you can't go back there. But we got to go into the casino, and it was actually pretty cool. My wife had never been to a casino before, any casino. Yeah. So I'm like, the first fucking one we're going to is the Monte Carlo. So they give you a $10 voucher, and you can only use it on slots unless you like win enough, and then you can start playing games on it. But so she's like, what do I do? She's like, I want to pull a thing, and I'm like, that's just not. She's like, where? She's like, where are the regular slot machines? I'm like, this is what regular slot machines are now. They're like crazy game fucking things. So she sat at this one called like Honor the Dragon or something, and she puts her $10 voucher in, and she like pushes the button a couple times, and like ding 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 ding, she wins $38. I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. And you know what was funny is because obviously she'd never gambled before. I could see in her eyes like this glint, like, we're playing with house money now, baby. We got to keep going. I was like, no.
Yep. Oh,
I'm telling you, this is your first casino ever. This is the most famous casino. You want to be able to say that you like won money from here.
Yeah,
we should leave. Take it from me. People know. Go back to the Vegas episode. Get out of there.
Not me.
And Nice was just super nice. I did buy my 3 purchases. I bought these sunglasses. I bought the Dune, the French copy of Dune, and I bought a French comic book, graphic novel or whatever of Weapon X, which is what is it, Le MR-X or something, So I was super happy with that. I actually we were on this walking tour, and we were going. It was really cool, actually. It was a Taste of Lyon, so they take you to a bunch of different spots, and you try a little food or chocolate or whatever they've got. And while we're walking from one place to the other, I see this comic book store, and we walk past it, and I see where the next restaurant is, and I go to my wife like, I'll be back in 3 minutes, and I ran over and like ran back. The tour guide gave me a bit of a hard time for it, but I deserved it, and it was worth it. It was so fun. And then got back. Yeah, again, nothing too interesting, but it was cool. I was super worried about going to Europe for the first time, but the one good thing about this Viking shit is that they really take care of the traveling part. Like, they take care of your bags.
Yeah.
They take all the stress pretty much out of all of that stuff. Also, okay, now let me get into my thoughts on France. Here are a couple pinpoints on France. First of all, I could beat up anyone in that country. Anybody who's French, I could beat them up. And again, that's one of these stereotypes like you hear your whole life. There's a reason. We were in this one place we were in, there were a lot of bikers. And they look very similar to American bikers. They got these big leather vests on. They got kind of ZZ Top-ass beards. They drive these motorcycles. But then you hear them talk, and it's all like, they sound like fucking Fooglies over there, right? So I'm like, oh, I could even their toughest, even their champions, not a problem. I guarantee you, I could beat up any man in France.
Stab.
Not a problem. French blade bounce right off of me.
Bounce right off that American muscle, huh?
Yeah,
that French steel
goddamn
right off that American muscle.
French steel. That's an oxymoron. Okay, we'll just line these out.
No, you don't need another one, Andy. Save them. I'm getting secondhand over here.
It's what we do. It's what we do in France, Matthew. Nothing to be done.
Cigarettes.
Nothing to be done. Yeah, exactly. Nothing to be done about it. But yeah, again, the whole time I'm on this trip, I'm like, fuck, I better do something bad better happen to me, or I better get angry at something so I have a good story for the podcast.
Throw up in a train.
I did throw up on the train. That's not a great story, but
it's funny. Well, funny for me because I wasn't there throwing up on the train with you. So no, it sounds like you had a good time. I mean, we missed you here.
I really did.
We made do last week. I'm not going to say it was probably the best episode we've ever recorded, but
no, it was fun to listen to though. I liked it a lot.
We made sure there was something out for the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you really didn't miss much. Nothing substantial, I don't think, happened here.
Yeah, it didn't seem like. I mean, I wasn't on my phone for pretty much any of those 2 weeks.
Justin Timberlake, I think, got arrested yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw a picture of that.
I don't really know.
Or I saw a meme about it. Somebody had his. It was Buffalo Origin Story, actually. I think they had his, what seemed to be his mugshot, possibly. And, his eyes are super red.
Bloodshot.
And the caption on it was me going up to buy another beer before they close at the half or whatever. And just inner monologue, play it cool. When you're obviously super fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, that was really, I think, the most significant thing that happened in American
You can't
politics.
lock up JT, dude. Unless JT does something really bad, Epstein-level stuff. I'm a ride or die with that dude no matter what. Yep. He's the man.
As long as I got my suit and tie.
Dude, suit and tie on the later end of his career, obviously. Definitely, I think that was his most recent shit.
As far as I know.
It was still a pretty long time ago. But, that's a fucking good album, dude. 2020, I think, is the name of that album.
Also,
Mirror is a song.
Take a look at the mirror. Whoa, my mirror's staring back at me. Whoa.
That's a classic. They're going to play that song for decades. That's a classic song.
Yeah, that's a good song.
I love that song.
What was the one, Carry Out with Timberland? Do you remember that song?
No.
Let me on, mom, baby, won't you carry out? Let me on, mom, baby, won't you carry out?
That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Pretty good JT. I think JT's actually in our register pretty much perfectly.
Emily, Carry Out? Maybe it's not called. Give me a Google. And he's in. He plays that famous douchey guy in Social Dilemma.
The guy who invented Social Network. The guy who invented Napster or whatever.
Yeah.
Sean something. He's good in that. Justin Timberlake's a good fucking actor, dude. People forget it because he hasn't
Napster.
done anything in so long. But do you remember that movie, The Adjustment, or not The Adjustment Bureau? That's Matt Damon. In Time. Have you seen that one? It's the one where he's got the time on his arm.
Okay,
dude, you would love that movie.
Yes,
it's
Andy.
So
I never know what that movie's called. I see I don't know if you know this, but there's bot accounts on TikTok that just post movie clips to get views. They have no captions or anything. They just post 2-minute clips of movies, and they always are posting that one. And I'm like, dude, I want to watch this movie so bad. Yeah, with Timberland.
There it is.
Timberland.
Oh,
Banger.
I was thinking he was the guy who got in trouble for that Fire Fest stuff, but that was start with a J.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah, that was John C. Reilly. That's right. A lot of people don't understand that Fire Fest was mostly John C. Reilly's fault. It was pretty much. It was supposed to be like a Steve Brule Adult Swim kind of thing. You ever watch that show?
No.
That's funny as shit. Oh damn, dude. There was actually something that I watched that I wanted to talk about.
A French show?
No, it wasn't a French show. TV in France fucking sucks. So there's nothing good on. It's all BBC.
Well, so the NHL playoffs have been hanging on by a thread, thankfully.
Oh, are they still going?
Yeah, because Florida was up 3-1, and then Edmonton's won 2. Or no, Florida was up 3-0, and Edmonton's won 2 straight.
Oh shit!
So it's 3-2 now, going back to Edmonton. Obviously, the NBA finals are over. There was a little bit of golf on this past week, but we're about to be in the dry season of sporting events. So I've been looking for anything to watch. Started rewatching White Collar.
Gotta.
I mean, just such an unbelievable show. It doesn't get better than that. Every long-term storyline in that show is so good. Dude, my girlfriend hates White Collar. She thinks it's corny.
Sacre bleu!
She thinks it's corny.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, I'm not calling her out on the podcast, but we threw some ideas at her about something, and they were good ideas.
Yeah. That I agree with.
Yeah.
Dude.
Let me ash my
So here's the problem that I have. I love that show. It doesn't matter what happens. I will always love that show.
Oui.
Whenever she'll be like, I'll be sitting there watching it on a couch or something, and she'll be like in the kitchen or like doing something or like on her phone on the couch next to me, whatever, you know. And they'll say something, and she'll be like, "See, like that's what I mean. Like that was corny." And I'm like, a lot of times I'm like, "Fuck, dude, that was corny." Fuck. Like, get away from this scene so we can get to something else. Dude, not another sig, Andy.
This is how we do, and I thought that one was bummed for a second. How cool are these, though? This is so funny.
Yeah, but, like, this was the first one. Watch. It still works. There's no reason for you to have 4 on the table. You're burning through them for no reason.
There.
See, look at that one. That
was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And
that
then,
one's got a lot of
yeah.
juice. I'll hold on to him. I'll put it.
Behind the ear. Kind of behind the ear. Behind the headphone. Ay, caramba.
Oui, sacre bleu.
Well, but, yeah, I got, just yawning my brains out. And that's all it is, really, is trying to figure out, after these last few hockey games, what am I going to do for the next, 3 months until football season starts again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. You forget, in the moment, you forget how much you love live sports, and then you realize live sports is about to end, and it's really just a devastating thing to happen to a guy like me. That's pretty much all I do. Double sig.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Go quad sig. Give them all a rest, and then go quad sig.
I'm going to, Matthew. Don't spoil the surprise. Give me it's all about building up.
People can't even see.
People can see.
And you're getting ash all over the table.
Stop.
Put him down. I'm gonna call our building.
You don't
person.
even know what they are. Yeah, our building person.
And I'm gonna say, hey,
I'm
get
scared.
that guy that mans the parking
scared.
lot and be like, hey, he's fucking smoking Daryl's inside of the building.
Dude, he'll be like, good. Come, let me let me get
one. Yeah. Disappointed when he finds out they're fake.
I'll get you back next time. I'm using these on every show, though, from now on. These are cracking me up. This is like, I think we should pivot.
They
to
look
like,
real enough.
They do look real enough. I think we should pivot to like a 60s, like black and white type show. Like where you have everybody's wearing suits and they're just sitting cross-legged in like an open like studio, and they're like,
yeah.
So, what do you think of Iraq?
The walls are painted maroon, and we're on leather couches with brass buttons.
Yeah, definitely brass buttons. Something with brass buttons.
Yeah, maybe a fireplace.
I don't want my legs. I don't want my knees on
you
camera.
You gotta put those legs away.
We're gonna get pulled from YouTube if those bad boys get eyes on them.
Yeah. Well, like I said.
Oh, I finally wrote a knock knock joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to not like. Once in a while, I'll sit down and be like, I wonder if I could write a knock-knock joke. Because Bert Kreischer has mentioned something about it before, just this story with this other guy. I was like, damn, I wonder if I could write a knock-knock joke. So sometimes I'll take a few minutes and think about it, and I finally wrote one today. And tell me if you've ever heard this before, okay? This is my knock-knock joke.
All right.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
Oh, fuck, I fucked it up.
Oh!
I blew it.
Yeah, you're working on it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
Calm down, cowboy. That's a knock, knock joke.
Cowboy? Cowboys don't say Yahoo.
Yahoo! Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking God.
It is. You thought it was Yahoo the whole time?
I thought Yahoo would work. Okay, I know cowboys say yeehaw, but I thought Yahoo was close enough that the joke would fucking make sense.
No, when somebody says Yahoo, you should turn into a joke about the chocolate flavored drink.
Yeah, I know. Yes. obviously, that's another one. Because I was thinking, like, fuck, now I got to go back to the
What's
drawing
that
board. I guess I
song?
didn't write a knock-knock joke.
What's that Kenny Chesney song? Yahoo! Bottle of Yahoo rolling around. I gotta fucking look it up.
But, like, what's the best knock-knock joke of all time? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Don't cry, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
That's the best one. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? That's fine for some people, and that deserves its place, but it's not better than boo-hoo.
What about knock knock? Who's there? KGB. What about that from The Office? You remember what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember that.
When he's like, I don't remember exactly how it goes. But somehow it's a knock knock joke between Dwight, Jim, and Michael, where one of them's the KGB. He's like, knock knock, who's there? Open the door, it's KGB. It's like, knock knock, and Dwight's like, I'm not answering. I know it's the KGB. And Jim slaps him. He's like, the KGB waits for no one. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's one of my favorites.
Fuck, I wish I could remember. I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't usually
Yahoo.
like to talk about the shows I'm watching, but I know I watched something that I was like, this would be fun to bring up on the podcast.
Yahoo.
I don't remember what it was.
There's something there.
Of course there is. Of course there is.
Yahoo is not close enough to Yeehaw, though, unfortunately. Fuck. Yahoo! That's like what you think of. Or
Yahoo!
like Yahoo, like the...
Yeah, the drink.
If you get it to be yee yee, I say I yell yee.
How would I
lot.
do that?
I don't know.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Yee. Yee, yee.
Yee-hoo.
Yee.
Yee. There you go. Knock, knock.
Because I think it's got to be something, because to build off the Who, like, I think it's got to be something that plays in the Who. Because, I mean, you think of some that are just, like, kind of like play on words, but they're dumb.
All right, I got
think of
one.
it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Guess.
Guess who?
It's me.
That's pretty good. And then, okay, I like
Guess
that
who?
one.
And you could just, it could be
Yeah,
anybody.
exactly.
Guess who?
That's an
Brad Pitt. Yeah, like.
What?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt who?
No, knock, knock.
Yeah, who's there?
Guess.
Guess who?
Brad Pitt.
Now I don't like it. Now it's not
Knock,
making
knock.
sense to me. Who's there?
Guess.
Guess who? You can't. You don't
Saddam
even have
Hussein.
Brad Pitt to Saddam Hussein. Those are my two touchstones for famous people. Are you more of a Brad Pitt or a Saddam Hussein? One of them's got longer pubic hair, and the right answer will surprise you.
Because you've seen Brad Pitt's junk, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
I've seen it all, baby. My time in
Dude.
France was very well spent. I've seen very much of Brad Pitt's pubes.
Why? What is, dude? That's
I'm
probably
sorry?
asbestos.
I'm sorry?
It's
What is something
Dude.
bothering?
give me the who would win. Give me the who would win of the week so we can get out of here. I can't deal with the SIGs anymore.
The who would win of the week this week is the Statue of Liberty versus the Jesus statue in Brazil.
What's it? That statue's got a name. Show it the respect it deserves.
All right, let's see. Jesus, Brazil statue. Christ the Redeemer.
The Christ the Redeemer statue.
Okay, so the who would win of the week this week is the Statue of Liberty versus Christ the Redeemer.
All right. I need a couple things. Here, I'm going to ask you a question, and while you do that, look up the dimensions for both these puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And while you do that, I'll tell you right now, the only thing I think of when I see that statue is the scene from, I believe, Fast and Furious 5, Fast 5 as it's known as, when they go out to the car show type thing because they know The Rock is looking for him, and The Rock and his crew pull up, and they're like, you're under arrest. He's like, I don't feel under arrest. Do you, Brian? And Brian's like, nah, and they like pull their guns, and he's like, don't forget, we're not in the States anymore. This is Brazil. And he goes like this, and the statue's kind of like they had just showed the statue, and then he puts his arms up like this, and then everybody there at the car rally, boom, just pulls out a gun and points it right back at like the FBI agents. I don't know what agency they're probably, but like the federal agents, and they're just like the guy in the background, like the no-name characters, like, It's not worth it, boss. We'll get him next time, or we'll get him next time. And The Rock like puts down his giant revolver pistol, holsters it, and walks away. Yeah, that's what I think of. Dimensions.
I am shocked at this. The statue itself, Christ the Redeemer, the statue itself is only 98 feet tall.
Yeah, 100 feet
with
tall.
With the pedestal,
Yeah.
125.
We'll give it 125.
Guess how tall the fucking Statue of Liberty is?
I bet you it's 10 stories. 100, what? 10 times. It's 1,000 feet.
You think it's 1,000 feet
Is
tall?
it smaller than 100 feet tall?
It's smaller than a fucking 1,000 for sure. That's like.
Is it bigger
that's
than?
so far.
Is it bigger than 125?
It is bigger than Christ the Redeemer.
1,000 feet is like not that tall for like a building.
Is that true?
10 times 10 is 100, not 1,000.
I hope we got Matthew's face on that because that might be in the thumbnail for this episode. I think we should just call this episode Christ the Redeemer, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in. How tall is it? Just fuck the guessing game. Come on.
Okay. That's all you had to say. 300 fucking
5
feet tall. That's
but it's got its arm
massive.
up in the air though.
Oh.
So that's they usually that's about half your height. So really
That's
the
fucked
Statue
up.
of Liberty person itself, well, you probably got to the head. So I would add another 75 feet. I would take 75 feet
With
off.
the arm thing, you make a
with
great
the
point.
with the torch. So I would take
With the
75
torch.
feet off
Fuck.
305. What's 75 minus 305, Emily? 230.
You make a great point, dude. That's something to think. I got to get my mind right.
Dude, I'm so sick
That's
of
something
you.
to think about.
So I'm going to say the Statue of Liberty as a
wild.
person is 230 feet tall versus 120. It's still double the height. What?
That's just funny. Just the Statue of Liberty as a person is that.
Well, yeah,
tall.
like
That's
when
just funny.
it breaks out.
Yeah, when it
it's-
comes to life, it
Yeah.
is, and walks around
Wait,
New
is
York
that
City
with
at
base?
night.
Is that with base? Because it has a base.
It doesn't
doesn't
say.
It?
It does have a base. It
Look
doesn't
up
say right
without with and without base.
here. Okay.
That's without base.
Damn, dude. That's a
All right,
tall
wait.
statue.
Click on that. Yeah, this is what, dude. This is what I fucking need.
It says the statue's 151, the base is 150,
Ah, okay.
making it 300.
Oh. Wait,
All
no.
right.
Go back to that picture though. I need.
I
to see
tried to, dude.
Go back.
Matthew.
Go back.
I tried to get a good look at it.
Zoom. Just a zoom or something. Head to top of heel to top.
111.
111.
Okay. So
To
they're
100.
They're a
So
lot
they're
closer.
pretty much this. And in scale, being 11 feet taller than somebody who's 100 feet tall. So this is a battle.
This actually is a real fight. It took a lot of time to get to
Here's
this
the
point,
thing.
but it's good to know.
The Statue of Liberty obviously wears a very spiky crown. That's a weapon in itself.
Jesus also
Does he
has
have
a
it on
pretty
there?
no, he doesn't, but I'm sure he has access to one.
No.
Jesus also known for a very spiky crown, though.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
that
I'm
was
saying.
spiking in.
Liberty's
Liberty's spiking out.
Liberty's spiking out, baby.
Yeah.
We're spiking out. We're spiking out, everybody.
So I'm conflicted because that's Jesus, obviously.
this is church versus state, dude.
This is literally
That's really
church
what
versus
this is.
state.
Has the government killed Jesus already? Maybe. It's tough to say.
I
Depends on who you
personally
ask.
think that the statue. I feel like what's a movie where the Statue of Liberty gets animated and like walks around? Because that
At the
happens.
museum too?
No.
No, because they're in the Smithsonian at that point.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Pop quiz. How many statues of Liberty
Oh wait,
are they?
Ghostbusters 2, Statue of Liberty.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I feel like Christ the Redeemer.
Well, the different. I mean, I think a big difference here is obviously this is made out of stone. Statue of Liberty is made out of iron, or some kind of metal.
It is?
Yeah, man. It's not made out of. Oh, fuck! Now I gotta look it up. Yeah,
I thought-
yes,
but that's
exactly.
no,
no, dude.
what's the Statue of Liberty made out
It's
of?
made out of metal.
Nah.
You never knew that.
Copper.
Copper.
I mean, that makes sense.
That's
why it's
yeah.
green.
To Emily's point, that's why it's green.
But I think limestone turns green too.
No, that's just a name. That's just a name for it.
Material. Concrete and soapstone. Probably
Ugh.
soapstone. Soapstone, yeah.
That's
all right.
nothing.
Yeah.
That's weak
Copper's
as hell.
a soft metal, though. Look
Yeah.
up what's harder, soapstone or copper.
Ah, jeez. What's
Just-
getting me
just-
harder
just-
is the real question.
It's not appropriate.
I'm
Dude,
talking
you're the
about a
worst
symbol of
Google-
our country here.
You're
If
the
that
worst
doesn't make you
Googler
hard.
ever.
Fuck. What's harder? Copper or soapstone? What's harder, copper or soap? I am a bad Googler.
Look up the hardest rating of soapstone.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's on my
This
phone.
is
You're
going
bad
to
Googler.
take me forever.
Dude, give me the sticks.
Please.
Do I got the room?
Jesus Christ, I need another one of these bad boys. See, it's taking too long.
Hardness for most commercial soapstones rated from 1 to 4.
God, it would take me forever to find this information. 1 to 4. Now look up
Soapstone,
copper.
1 to 4.
Oh, that's at the soft end. It's a soft stone. Damn.
3. I told you they're both. Is that the same scale though? Is that the mall?
Yeah.
It is the same scale.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. So they're actually pretty close.
They're damn near this. You
We
could
have
almost
done-
make an argument that some soapstone
It's harder
is
than
harder than copper.
And that might be the Jesus soapstone.
That Jesus soapstone's a 4.
I think
for
this is
sure.
the most we've ever looked up for who would win, and it's taken a minute, but it has been so worth it. We have so much information now.
All that being said,
This just makes us such a good fight.
you know
Don't
what?
show my knee.
No,
Wiki knee.
I'm taking Christ the Redeemer.
Sacre bleu? Quoi?
Here's why. I had a bunch of thoughts, okay? The metal thought first comes into play. The spiky helmet comes into play. The height comes into play a little bit. Here's the ultimate decision maker. Christ the Redeemer, wait a minute.
Oh, jeez. What do you got? What are you going back on?
You'll see. You'll see in a second. Let me get the Google Sticks back open. See, that's a sneeze.
Well done, well done. Ah. It was built right there.
It was built right there. Boom, baby. That's what I wanted to see. I'm taking Christ the Redeemer. All right. Here's the thing. You just talked about this yourself, Andrew.
Yeah.
Do you know who made the Statue of Liberty?
Oui. The French. She's a French lady.
Edward Laboulaye.
Laboulou. Laboulay. I prefer to lob a stand up and fight for what's right, if you know what I'm saying.
And that is exactly what I'm saying. You said it yourself. Dude, I'll tell you what. Brazil has some fucking serious
Well, here's
grit.
the thing, man.
Brazil has some serious grit.
Brother, this is what you got to think about. Obviously, France,
Christ
and I
the
know
Redeemer
this. I was
is
just
a harder
there.
material,
I'm not. I was kind of making a point just then.
and it's got it wants it more.
That's
The
interesting.
man died and came back to life once before. Who's to say he can't be killed again?
Right. Damn, that's tough.
Whereas
Jesus
the Statue
is,
of Liberty,
yeah.
not only was she created in France, home of the soft, okay, but now she sits there in the middle of New York City and just, she's got no grit.
And to your point, to what we were just talking about her color, like the rain, she's fallen victim to the rain. That statue's not fallen victim to any rain. Was a fucking hurricane, tsunami. Christ the Redeemer is going to be still standing there, brother.
And you know that I generally side with the taller, but it has to be Christ the Redeemer.
Planet of the Apes, the original, end of the movie. Charlton Heston realizes that the world's blown up. What's the biggest hunk of fucking scrap? Statue of Liberty. You know what's not what the apes couldn't blow up? Jesus statue.
Yeah.
It's Christ the Redeemer,
Christ
baby.
the Redeemer,
we
baby.
never should have bet against JC.
In
Never
the name
bet
of the
against
Father,
the
and the
Son,
Son.
and those Brazilian tan lines. I give it.
That's sacrilegious.
I give it 6 smokes. That's
Stop
how I give.
smoking
I
the
give
cigarettes.
I give the Christ the Redeemer 6 smokes.
Stop.
6 out of 10 smokes.
Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week? Andy, you have more than 6 cigarettes in your hand.
But only 6 are for Jesus. The others are for Mary and the
Joseph.
apostles. Yeah, Joseph and Mary. Joseph, he's gonna, dude. You got to be stepdad to God's son. You're gonna need a couple of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just even with my stepson, his dad, ay caramba. You know what I mean?
Andy, I got nothing left for you, dude.
There's nothing. I've given you nothing to take from. This is it, baby.
Tuesday. Andy, shout out to Sketch. Yeah, I've got nothing left. Thank you for filling us in on your trip to France. I was excited to hear about it. I think you were too critical on yourself with the stories. I think the whole thing was a story in itself. The experience was a story in itself.
Wow. What a lesson.
And if you're ever looking for anything for me as a gift, I'll take those sunglasses.
They are so. I can't believe that they're so nice. I love them. I am never gonna wear them.
Welcome back, Andy.
Oh my God! It felt so good to get back in America. That I will say, and especially it was right from France. It was right from France to the Philly airport.
Jersey Mike sub.
No, Tony. I sent you a picture of that place.
The guy. Yeah.
Yep. As soon as I get off the plane, there to greet me is fucking Tony Luca. I think is his name.
Yeah, Tony Luca.
Or
something like that. But
yeah.
was the same ad still playing?
Yes, he was
Hell
there.
Yeah.
He was there in his greasy glory,
yeah.
baby. And that's what I missed. That's what I missed. I felt good to be back.
We're glad to have you home, brother.
It felt good to be back in a real country,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Canada in France. Shout out to Maria. She's the best.
Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.